President Trump made his first public remarks today after the conclusion of the Senate impeachment trial. The president celebrated the victory by holding up a copy of the Washington Post with the headline, "Trump acquitted." He also took a swipe at the Republican Senator Mitt Romney, who voted for his conviction, and congressional Democrats.
And then you have some that used religion as a crutch. They never used it before. An article written today, never heard him use it before. But today, it's one of those things. But, it's a failed presidential candidate, so things can happen when you fail so badly running for president. They're vicious and mean, vicious. These people are vicious. Adam Schiff is a vicious, horrible person. Nancy Pelosi is a horrible person. And she wanted to impeach a long time ago when she said, I pray for the president. I pray for the president. She doesn't pray. She may pray, but she prays for the opposite. But I doubt she prays at all.
And as the president and his team celebrate what they're calling vindication, the country questions, is this really the end? Congressman Josh Gottheimer represents New Jersey's 5th District and is co-chair of the Problem Solvers Caucus, a group of bipartisan lawmakers trying to break through the logjam in Washington. Congressman, bipartisanship is not the most popular position among Democrats or Republicans right now. Given all the political vitriol, do you really think you could broker deals with Trump Republicans and get your party on board?
And first, thanks for having me. It's a great question, and the answer is actually it happens all the time where we work together to get things done. 40 of us met this morning, half Democrat, half Republican, as part of the Problem Solvers Caucus, talking about how we can get a health care bill done to actually get the cost of prescription drugs down. We're working together on infrastructure, and I remind everyone that just in December we got the trade deal USMCA done in a bipartisan way. We worked together to get that done. That's a trade deal with Mexico and Canada to help stimulate jobs in the United States. We eliminated the medical device tax and the health insurance tax, working together, and get rid of the Cadillac tax. Those are all things we do every single day working together. But I know the good news, makes a lot of news all the time, are people yelling at each other. And really, there's many of us who want to put America before party, and that's what we're focused on.
Well, your fellow House Democrat, Adam Schiff, chair of the Intelligence Committee, says that he's weighing whether to subpoena John Bolton, and House Judiciary Chair Jerry Nadler says that he wants to do it. Should Democrats continue their investigations into President Trump?
I think what we should focus on, first and foremost, what I'm focused on every day when I'm hearing from my constituents is how do we actually reinstate the state and local tax deduction and get SALT back so we can cut taxes in New Jersey? How can we fix our roads and bridges and tunnels? How can we get our health care costs down? That's what I'm hearing about all the time. We have oversight responsibilities, and we have to continue those. It's in the Constitution. But what I'm focused on, first and foremost, that I'm hearing about is how do we get things done for people to make their lives better?
Well, impeachment has filled the coffers of the president's reelection campaign. Was it a mistake to bring the charges forward in the manner in which they were made to the Senate? And with it all done now, do you think there's anything that your party leadership should have done differently?
I don't think you second guess these things. It doesn't make much sense. I think if you look at the evidence, it was very clear, which is why we made the decision we made. And obviously you got to the Senate, and there were, I don't think we heard at all in the end from a single witness, which is very unusual for a trial. But now we've got to focus on how we come together as a country, how we make sure we move forward together as a country, work together as a country. It's what I did this morning. It's why a group of us at the State of the Union this week, Democrats and Republicans, sat together to say, where are the places that we can agree to get things done? We've been able to get things done when you're talking about criminal justice reform. We've got paid leave ahead of us, family leave to help families out. And I think there's plenty that we can do when we work together as a country and make sure we stand by our servicemen and women and our veterans and our first responders. There's so much we can do, and I think that's what we should be focusing on.
Well, your district voted for the president in 2016, and in that same election, you became the first Democrat to represent New Jersey's 5th since the 1930s. How are your constituents reacting to your vote to impeach, as well as the president's acquittal?
It's interesting. Again, and I don't mean to go back to this, but what they're approaching me about is, hey, Josh, what can we do to make sure that we reinstate the state and local tax deduction and get our taxes down?
So you're not hearing anything about impeachment from your constituents?
Right now, no. What I'm hearing about, literally, I was just actually asking about, we've got a bunch of calls in, and the big topic is, what are you doing on infrastructure and what are you doing about health care? After the speech they heard this week, those are the topics, and a lot on family leave, and those are the topics we're hearing about, and what I want to make sure we focus on, and that's what I'm going to continue working together on. And to me, there's so much we can do when we work together as a country. There's always going to be a lot of noise, I get that, but our job is to focus and get things done.
Well, quickly before you go, let's turn to the 2020 race. There seems to be two wings now of the Democratic Party, progressives such as Senators Sanders and Warren, moderates like Pete Buttigieg, Joe Biden, and Amy Klobuchar. As co-chair of the Problem Solvers Caucus, do you believe moderation is the way to beat President Trump?
Well, I believe that, listen, we've got a lot of great candidates, and we'll see what happens. We've got some work to do in Iowa. I think we should just make sure that we come together. And to me, what's most important is that we have a big tent party, that there's lots of different positions, but the way you build a majority and keep a majority and win the White House is by working together as a party and not working against each other. So that's what I'm focused on, how we work together, not just within our party, but across parties. Again, a country before partisanship, and that's what I'm going to keep doing, and that's how I'm focusing on in my district, and that's what I'm going to keep doing in the months ahead.
A rare bipartisan there in Washington. Congressman Josh Gottheimer.
It happens every day. It's okay,
But we hear so little of it, so thank you for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having me on about it.